There are some things that you just got to leave to the pros, like this, and this.
Make sure if you do enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and click on the bell icon, because then you'll get a notification every time we upload a video. And I'm telling you to do that because this video is going to be an absolute corker.
What? Wow, Chris. Wow. That's something you got to leave to the pros. It's in my eye. Oh! Yes, Chris, that's definitely something we should leave to the pros. Not only is it dangerous, think of Sep Van Mark when he took off his cap.
Yeah, and he lost a nose there. Yeah. That was dangerous, I guess you're right. And it also explains why everyone's so upset with me at dinner parties, always spreading it round.
Yeah, wasting it,
yeah. I just thought it was the way you opened a bottle of champagne. Obviously not. Maybe now we're not racing, we could enjoy it in a glass like everyone else seems to.
Yes, we could.
It's just, I don't know, it doesn't have the same appeal. As tempting as it may be to go out and draft the vehicle in front of you, out on the open roads, this is a big no-no. After all, none of us want to end up in the boot or the trunk of the car in front. So instead of drafting, drop back and go for that record under your own steam.
Now you might see it on the TV, the director sportives in their cars with the riders behind, but this is something we can watch and admire and leave to the pros. There is that time in every bike race that you attack for that town sign, and today is one of those rides. I just have to win.
I think it's fair to say, being ex-pro cyclists, we are competitive, and I mean seriously competitive, fighting for every inch of tiny bit of space that's available on the road. And whilst that was the norm in a bike race, it's not anymore.
Yeah, but it's not worth risking life and limb for a town sign. It's not worth causing yourself injury or even your bike, which, if you're anything like us, is way worse.
But in all seriousness, you could easily catch each other off balance, hook your handlebars, or even worse, pick on someone that just isn't as confident or competent at handling their bike as you are.
Yeah. So should we just leave this to the race circuit?
You would say that. You knew I was going to beat you.
Yeah. Opie, you can't do that anymore. We're not pros, and trust me, if you hit a pothole, you're going to ruin your crown jewels.
But it feels really fast.
No, you can't do that one either. That's also dangerous.
What?
You look at what your saddle is. You can't do that one either. That's suicide.
What?
You can't touch the brakes.
But look how fast I'm getting.
You'll go into a corner and straight into a wall. And this is just a no-no. To be honest, it's actually just quite stupid. You can't control, and it's terrible on your stomach. See, that's it, perfect. You're well balanced, you've got the brakes, you're in control. That's the way you want to descend.
Yeah, to
you're
be
also
fair,
aero.
It does feel better. One trick we really believe should be left to the pros is the removal of the buff. There's a few reasons. For starters, you're probably going to have to remove your helmet. And it's obvious why that's not a good idea, I think. It's there for protection. Number two is you're going to be partially blindfolded, at least for a few moments. And I think, again, I don't really need to point out why that's a bad idea. And then finally, when it comes to putting your helmet back on, you're likely going to have to ride no-handed, which opens you up to the risk of gusts of wind, struggling to avoid potholes and anything else on the road. Every trick you learn on the bike should be about eliminating risk, and removing a buff is none of those. So all in all, I feel it's always best to remove items of clothing like a buff when you're static. And if Hank had got the weather right in the first place, I wouldn't have left home with this thing.
Now, riding no-handed is generally not advisable, especially when you're riding with other riders or in a group, because you never know what the rider in front of you or even behind you will do.
So with that in mind, it's best advised to keep your hands on the bars and ideally near the brakes so you can react in an instant if you need to.
So keep them hands on those bars. We strongly advise you leave these ones to the pros.
If you've seen people doing things out on bike rides that you think should have been left to the pros, let us know what it was in the comments below.
And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and why don't you watch another video, why don't you click on my left shoulder or on that beautiful view. It's amazing, but it did take us a while to get up.
It's worth it.
Incredible.